Jarmo, can you kind of walk us through this deal? You certainly haven't been afraid to make some big moves over the years. How did this come about to bring Artemi Panarin in?
Well, we've been looking for scoring, a guy who was a game breaker type of talent, and obviously the stats speak for themselves with Artemi, and he's had two of his first seasons in the NHL, both over 30 goals and 75 points, and first team All-Star and Rookie of the Year and so forth. So, he's a first-line talent, and he's a guy that can put the games away in the big moments and has that special talent that we're looking for.
How long have you been talking to Chicago about this?
I actually started just a little while ago, and we weren't really looking to move Brandon Saad. He's been a good player for us and a big part of our team. This came up in the last few days and moved along quickly. I think that this is one of those trades that both teams have a need for a little bit of a change, and fits both of our needs perfectly.
Saad put up terrific numbers, really strong numbers for 2 seasons here. But there was always seemed to be a feeling that he wasn't quite totally comfortable here. Did you sense that?
I can't speak for his behalf. You'll have to ask him. But he was a good soldier for us and a good professional. He handled himself well in that regard. And like you said, he put up good numbers for us and was a good, especially good 5-on-5 player, which we will miss. But we'll also get a real good power play player in Artemi Panarin. And power plays are the important part of special teams in general, are an important part of putting tight games away. We all know that when it gets real tight, and especially in the playoffs, power play has a huge importance in success. And Artemi Panarin is one of the best power play players there is in the NHL.
He's obviously not very big, but dynamic type of score. How does he kind of accommodate for kind of his lack of size?
We're not worried about his lack of size at all. He's got a lot of courage for a guy who's not the biggest guy. But the one thing that we've noticed in the NHL in the past years, couple years, it's getting faster and faster. And like you said, this is a dynamic player who's got tremendous speed and quickness, and that one-on-one ability to create odd man situations and just create, with this individual skill, to create time and space and scoring opportunities. So the dynamic's probably the best way to describe him. He's a guy that to get 75 points in this league 2 years in a row as your first 2 years in the league is a tremendous accomplishment. And we feel that as a 25-year-old, he's still got a lot of room to improve and get better. And I think he's 26 now. I don't know. I can't remember exactly when his birthday. It was 91 birthday, or birth year. But he's got a lot of room to grow still. He's just getting to the prime of his career in the next few years here.
Is he a different player? Can you just contrast his game and Saad's game?
Well, I was saying here that Saad's a strong 5-on-5 player. His statistics are very strong 5-on-5, whereas Panarin is a strong 5-on-5 player, but also a great power play player. And I think the production difference comes from the power play ability with Panarin, where Saad's been a pretty consistent 50 to 55 point scorer in this league, and Panarin's a 75-point guy. And I think the biggest difference is the ability to play in the power play, and those are important. The special teams and power play in particular. You want to win the tight games, you need power play skill and power play ability, and not too many better than Artemi Panarin.
Last season, when you watched your power play, did you realize by the end of the year how badly it dipped that it needed something? Because it seemed, I don't know if you want to say the league kind of figured out what you guys were doing earlier in the year, or was that coming out of the season, your exit meetings, knowing that had to be improved?
Well, it was kind of more noticeable because we had the best power play in the league early on, and then when you kind of crash from that, it seems like a lot more dramatic than it is. I think that we can still have a good power play. We'll have a better power play now with the addition of Artemi into our lineup for sure. He's a right-handed shot who can really one-time the puck, and it'll give us probably a lot better two-unit punch now too. With spread the guys out a little bit. That's coach's job, obviously, but we think about those things when we make these moves. But power play is important. We had it going for a while, and then we didn't have it going, and we could see it in our success in those games later in the season when our power play wasn't going. We weren't going as well either. So I keep repeating myself, but power play is huge in the league where the games are so tight and often one-goal games.
Is he more of a one-time shooter than Saad is, or Saad's more of a skater, slap shot type guy? Is Panarin more of a stationary?
Well, I think that the one-on-one skill of Panarin, I don't really want to start comparing the two players too much. Saad's now the property of Chicago Blackhawks, and I want to respect that. But Panarin's got that dynamic one-on-one ability that we were looking for, somebody who can create an odd man situation from beating a guy one-on-one and creating space with his speed and quickness and that skill ability to beat somebody one-on-one, sort of make room out of nothing type of guy. I think he's one of the most dynamic forwards in the league. I honestly do, and people can say that yes, he played with Kane. Yeah, he's going to play with good players with us too. We had 108 points last year, and we have some very good players in our team, and he's going to be a key part of our offensive lineup and the power plays and so forth. But we're really looking forward to this.
You took the kind of question right out of my mouth there. Well, do you think he gets the same space when a guy like Kane is not on the opposite side?
Well, I mean, you look at the scoring with our team. It's not so much on one guy as it is with the guys that you mentioned, but it's well spread out. So we have a lot of guys who can produce. Maybe not as much as some of the other teams have with their top guys. Well, now we get another guy that's been a consistent offensive producer. And it's not just that he's played in Chicago. He's a first-line player for Russia in the World Cup. He's first-line player for Russia in the World Championships. He's first-line player on, say, SKA St. Petersburg before he comes over here. So this guy's a first-line talent, no question about it.
How would you summarize Saad's time in Columbus?
Well, he's a great pro. He's always in great shape, well prepared. He was consistent with his production. We appreciate everything he did. And I wish him the best of luck. I mean, this is the business that we live in. Chicago felt the need for change and probably some cost certainty as I seen them talk about this trade, and we needed some offensive production and a sniper. So both teams benefit from a trade like this.
What about the other element of the trade? Forsberg going to Chicago, and you get a pretty skilled forward back as well.
Yeah, Forsberg was a key part of making this happen too, because he's got tremendous potential, and there were lots of teams in the NHL interested in Anton Forsberg. He was a great goalie for us, mainly in the American League, and won the championship for us a year ago with a great performance in the last 9 games. He was unbelievable, and just couldn't really get it going. Obviously, we have Bobrovsky as our number 1, so it's tough to steal ice time from Bob, but he has NHL potential, so we wish him the best of luck. And we got Tyler Mott, who we think has great potential. We got to watch him quite a bit actually when he was on the same team with Zach Werenski. Right. So we're pretty familiar with Tyler, and that was a great line with him and Kyle Connor playing together that year in Michigan. They both have had unbelievable numbers. He made the team right away last year and then struggled a bit after the injury that he had, but we have some big plans for him.
How quickly did this come together? Because I think it disrupted your morning a little bit. Did it come together this morning? Or
No. This has been in the works for a few days, but at this time of year, there's always disruptive things happening every morning and every evening. So nothing new.
You came together this morning? Finally?
Yeah. We agreed on the deal this morning. Yeah.
That's great. Panarin played a couple years ago in Russia, maybe even for a couple seasons with Kovalchuk. You remember? Is there any interest to woo there? Is that
that's your speculation. Let's just keep putting it that way. He's a good player, but that's something that you can speculate on all by yourself on this one. Sorry, I can't help you on that one.